Acres here. It's mid-June, very hot outside, and my garden is in full swing. I'm just going to take you on a little tour of where to show you what everything's doing now. We are in agricultural zone 8B, so there are a lot of things that grow up north that we can't grow here in the summer, but I'm going to show you what we do have growing at this point. So first we have cherry tomato plant, and this was a package of 10-year-old seeds that was given to me. You see the little blooms, and there's some green tomatoes there. When a friend gave it to me, the package to me, and she was cleaning out, and she didn't want them, and I didn't think they would. I didn't think they would sprout. And the whole package sprouted. And I was so surprised. That's been about 6 years ago. There's a bunch right there. And so every year I've saved the seeds, and they keep coming back. And so I have this one plant. I lost the rest of my tomato plants, so I went to, that I'd started from seed. So I went to feed and seed place, and I got 2 6-packs, and one of them was Rutgers variety, which I'd never grown before, and the other was, I think it was a Parks Big Boy or Parks Whopper, and I'd never grown that one either. And so I planted them out here. I'm just going to show you. I've got four small 4x4 beds, and then maybe a 3x8 bed on the far end. And I didn't label the tomatoes as I set them out, so I don't remember which of these, other than the cherry tomato, I don't remember which of these is Parks Whopper and which is Rutgers, but they're all regular sized tomatoes, so when they start turning red, I will start bring them inside to ripen, and then we'll eat them. Now this vine, I wanted to show you this vine, was a volunteer from my homemade compost. And I'm not sure what it is, but it appears to be possibly cantaloupe of some kind, or they do tend to cross, so I don't know. It could have been a cantaloupe last year. I don't know what it's going to be this year. Okay, here we have more tomatoes. Something is not liking these. You see, they don't look too good, so I'm not sure what that is. Here's another one of the volunteer vines, but there are no melons. Oh, I do. Ooh. For the first time. I had looked before and not seen anything. Look at that. There's a baby melon, and it's tiny. I had not seen that one before, so we'll see what happens. These are volunteer marigolds that have not bloomed yet, because I planted marigold seeds there last year, not this year. Some of my tomato plants don't look really healthy. Here we have, I'm guessing this might be Parks Whopper, because these are getting pretty big, and I haven't grown tomatoes this big in a while. Now this is a yellow squash plant. Looks pretty healthy. We've got a couple of little squashes in there. They're not getting big very fast, but I'm just there they are. I'm just letting them do what they want. I'm just grateful that no worm has gotten into them, because that's usually what happens. All right, here's another tomato plant, and I'm guessing this one is probably a Parks Whopper, because that is a huge tomato. It's one of the biggest ones I've grown in a while. All right, now what we have here is, and it's almost swamped by my cucumbers. This is a jalapeno pepper plant, and I have 2 of them, and I think between the 2 I may have about 10 or 12 peppers so far. That one's pretty big. And what I want to do maybe pretty soon is pick them, bring them in the house, slice them, and pickle them. Because my daughter, whose YouTube channel is called Mia Beans, likes pickled jalapenos. Now here is a cucumber, and I'm just gonna back out here and show you my cucumber vines. Probably about 8 to 10 feet long from one end of the screen over here to over there, and I think it might be about 12 cucumber plants. And I put twine between the two stakes to help them get up off the ground a little, but they're still all over the ground. But they are really going to town. You can see this one, and we will look and see if there are any others hiding under here. I pick every day, and there's always some that I miss, and I come back the next day and they're huge because I didn't find them the first time. And I just saw another one. There it blows. There it is, right there. So I'm gonna toss these on the ground behind me, and oh, there's one that hid. Look at that. That one's a little big. So that's 3 for today. It's getting, right now we're in the stage where I'm getting, probably 4 to 8 a day, and we really can't eat them that fast. I've given some away to a friend, but they're still coming. The cucumber plants don't normally last too long. Okay, here is my other jalapeno plant. This one's pretty big. Look at that. That's a nice one. And I guess insects don't like them. You can see some others in through here. There's one. All right, just checking the back side of the cucumber vines for another cucumber that might be hiding, and I don't see any. Now this crawling out here is a pumpkin seed, pumpkin vine, and I'm not really sure. I don't remember if I planted the seed or if it volunteered, but I'm thinking it volunteered. Just picking up my 3 cucumbers here. We're gonna say goodbye to this little garden. I have 4 little 4x4 beds. Whoa! Look at those tomatoes under there. Look, will you look at that? Oh my goodness. They're doing pretty good. They'll go ahead and, if I can get them picked as soon as they ripen, get them in the house before insects get them. But this is over here where I showed you the pumpkin vine is not normally where I grow pumpkins. All right, here's my little 4x4 beds, and then the 3x10 over on that end. Okay, now we're gonna move this way because I have a pumpkin bed just a few feet away, a few yards away, I guess I should say. Okay, here against this fence are my pumpkin plants, and it's a variety called Seminole pumpkin. Seminole. They are native to the Everglades. They love this heat. They're resistant to most insects and diseases and fungus. And last year I had about this many, and I got 50 pumpkins off of them. And I still have some in my garage from last summer, and they keep. And what I'm doing is threading this through here so it'll continue to grow on the fence. Try to keep it up off the ground. There are no blossoms yet. It's a little early. They do real well in the late summer. So I'm just going to walk around here and show you that little bed. but I have to go around the fence to get to it. I'm going to show you my my mulch beds. These were dropped off free by the electric company after they came and trimmed the trees on our street. And so I have free mulch, which provides with my garden beds. Okay, now here we have, this is probably a 3 by 10 bed, and I have right in the middle 2 zucchini plants, no blossoms yet, and I had planted flowers in the rest of the bed, but nothing came up except for these are marigolds. Nothing came up, so I have replanted, and I'm trying to see if anything is coming up here. That appears to be a weed, but I did plant some other things, so hopefully they'll come up along with the weed. Okay, here we have, okay, here's the little green things coming up. See the little tiny green? Those might be sunflowers, because I did plant some sunflowers here. So we'll see. And I also planted sunflowers at the other end. So let me back up so you can see the whole thing. I planted sunflowers at this end and also at this end. So we'll see if those come up. Now I'm going to go around. Now that's all of my vegetable and flower gardens I have planted in the ground. I'm going to go around this fence here and show you what I have in pots that's been in these pots for 3 or 4 years probably. Here we are. I have things in pots that I'm able to move into the garage during the winter, so they survive year after year. So I'm going to show you some of those right outside the garage here. They're not all doing really well because most of them are pot bound, but most of them I started from either a seed, trying to make sure I'm not standing in a fire ant bed. I started from either a seed or from someone's cutting, so you know, if I lose them it's not a big deal, but I'll show you what I have here. Okay, well, I think one of them bit me, but he appears to be gone. Okay, this is my ginger plant. It's doing really well. Dies back, or the greenery dies back in the winter, and then it comes back in the summer. And all of these here that you see in pots spend the winter in the garage. Here is my sago palm. My cousin gave me that, who lives in Mobile, Alabama, gave me that seed. And then these tall ones here are avocados, and they won't produce. Our winter is too cold. They're not going to produce anything or get much bigger, and I can't set them out in the yard because the winter will kill them. The winter will kill them, but I just like to see them growing, so I keep those in pots. In these small pots here, I have the square pot, and the round pot there is vinca. I have sprouting, and when those get a little bigger, I'll move them to either other pots or another flower bed, and there's a few here in this one. Now these are some kind of wild rose, that one and that one that I got cuttings off the side of the road, and they have bloomed. They have little pink flowers. Here I have, this is a gardenia bush. I think it needs some fertilizer, but it has bloomed in years past. And another gardenia bush right here. And then this is called Tacoma Stands. It has a yellow trumpet flower on it. And then the rest of it is avocado trees. So that's all I have for my garden right now. So This is Xenia Akers signing out. Thanks for watching.